Okay, what is your first one? 72.1.
117.5.
Okay. 70.
Clear. Come on, clear.
Okay. 73.6.
72.8.
22.7.
21.9.
21.9. 32.6.
Okay.
32.6.
31.8.
31.8. 63.1.
62.3.
15.6.
14.8.
Okay, and this is a double. 68.8. And 61.
7. 61.
Okay. 68.8 and 61.0. There. Do it again now. So that. Okay. You're highlighting. You don't need to do that yet. Just do the one number first.
Yeah, I was just clearing them. Like it wouldn't clear.
Okay. 68.8.
61.0.
You got it.
Yeah, 7.
Cool.
Yeah, I suppose the higher the measurement, the shorter that distance should be.
To the center.
Right? Because
Yeah,
you're
it
measuring
seems
from
so
the...
weird
Yeah.
when you're doing it because you're thinking.
Alright, blue, yellow, blue, yellow.
Good morning and welcome to the Dartmouth Curling Club for draw 5 of the
Okay.
Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts Women's
It'll just go in the round.
Division.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff Fitzgerald. I'll be with you for the
Are
next
you
couple
gonna
hours.
rack up there?
We're covering the game on Sheet C this morning between Myketyn Arsenault and Myketyn-Driscoll. Just underway here in the first end. Arsenault's team is throwing the blue rocks and Myketyn-Driscoll's team is throwing yellow. First end underway. Thanks for tuning in this morning on Bell Live Stream. Great day over here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. A lot of traffic outside today, so if you're fighting that, get over to work. You want to take the morning off, come on down and watch some of the best curling going on in the province. Give you a little quick rundown on the teams here for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Her maid is Bridget McPhail. Second is Caitlin Beach. Lead is Michelle McDonald. They have Caitlin Fralick as an alternate, and their coach is John Newhook, and they play out of the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax. Myketyn Arsenault's team, defending champions. Her maid is Christina Black. Second is Jennifer Baxter. Lead is Kristen Clark. Emma Logan is their fifth, and their coach is Carol McLean. And they play out of the Dartmouth Curling Club, the hometown favorites here today. So I'm sure they'll have a lot of people cheering for them in the background. We have Christina Black in the hack right now. Nothing in the house, so looks like Marianne's going to ask her to bring one into the 4 foot there. Other games going on this morning. We have Jill Brothers taking on Colleen Jones, Tanya Hildert playing Julie McAvoy, and Teresa Green going up against Kristen McDermott. winner of the Scotties here this week goes on to represent Nova Scotia at the National Scotties Tournament of Hearts. It'll be held in Sydney, Nova Scotia, February 16th to 24th, just about a month away. So if we've got no plans to go down south yet, maybe make a plan to head up to Sydney, watch the best curling in Canada. First end underway here. Bridget McPhail's delivering her first on the end. Team Myketyn-Driscoll, they have the hammer here at first end. Pretty clean end so far. Mary's asking Christina to remove the guard that's thrown up by Bridget, so not really aggressive here. Both teams are keeping it relatively clean, looking to bank some time for later on in the game when they really need it. Right now, Arsenault, McDermott, and Brothers lead the way at a record of 3-1. We have Colleen Jones, Tanya Hilliard, Julie McAvoy at 2-2. Teresa brings at 1-3, and Mary Myketyn-Driscoll's at 0-4, looking for a reverse win. Be a tough ask for her today to come up against Marianne Arsenault, but it's a round robin, so everybody plays everybody. Nice draw by Bridget McPhail, putting on the corner of the rings. And after to see if they can get a miss out of Marianne Arsenault here. Marianne will hit that. Try to sit there. Try to force Mary into taking one. Or maybe getting a miss out of her and getting a steal. So Marianne's a veteran of the curling scene in Nova Scotia, going back to her days with Colleen Jones and national championships. Been around for a long time, knows her way around the curling sheet, that's for sure. Rock's on the way. Kristen Clark just keeping it clean for her, working a little scrub on it now. Just off the nose, it's going to stick around. Now it's going to roll out the back. So Mary will put one in the house right now, see if she can get a miss out of Marianne Arsenault. If not, she'll go for the blank. All games are well underway here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. All pretty much into their skip stone, so we'll have a first end update here for you in a few minutes. First shot of the game for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll here, just trying to get her draw weight down to come in handy later on in the game if she really needs it. All right to the tee line. That's great weight for Mary in the first end. Marianne Arsenault looking for a return trip to the Scotties. She is the defending provincial champion. Last year she finished third at the National Scotties, went on a big run. I think she won 9 games in a row. Made it all the way to the bronze medal game. Her final rock in the first end's on the way. She'll be looking for a nose hit here. And a little bit of a roll is going to stick around. It is. So it's going to force Mary out to the wings. Try to play a little hit and roll here and try to blank the end. I think Marianne would have liked to stuck around a little closer to the forefoot on that one. maybe make Mary's rollout a little more difficult, but it's not too bad. Still making her throw the shot, which is the first thing you want to do.
Good morning, curling fans. I just want to make a little quick announcement. The Hearthstone Inn in Sydney, Nova Scotia has graciously offered a one-day pass and a one-night's accommodation to the 2019 Scotties. There's tickets at the door. It's a roll ticket, free of charge for a ticket. You do have to be here Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock for the draw to win. So please stop by and see the girls at the desk and pick up your ticket. Thank you.
And a big miss by Mary Myketyn-Driscoll on her first rock here, her last rock in the first end. She was looking for a hit and roll out there, and she hit stuck, so forced to take one in the first end against Arsenault. Early victory for Arsenault in this game. Even though she trails 1-0, that was the goal, is to force your opponent into taking one, which she did. Second underway, first rock for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll's lead. Michelle McDonald asking for a center line guard. Looks like it's coming a little deep there, so bringing it right into the rings. So instead of going after that rock, Arsenault's asking her lead to throw a corner guard up here. Kristen Clark. Kristen's a veteran of World Junior Championships, so provincial champion, national champion, and a world champion. So this is her first kick at the Scotties, moving up in age, and she's out for the juniors this year. So. Couldn't have asked to join a better team than Arsenault. Marianne was certainly happy to pick her up, for sure. So Marianne planning coming out of the gates here, being a little aggressive, throwing up that corner guard, ignoring that guard that was in the rings. Mary asking Bridget to come down, draw right to her own, sit two, which she will do. Thinking that Marianne threw up a guard, she's going to want to utilize it and try to throw around it. So Marianne will now ask Kristen to play a little hit and roll, try and bury behind that guard she just threw up. Nice throw by Kristen Clark. Didn't quite get the roll she wanted, but she made contact with the rock that was biting the forefoot. Little roll behind. Little roll, not quite behind the guard, so Mary will ask Caitlin Beach to remove that rock. Sit two. We're at the Dartmouth Curling Club's morning, and also host of the provincial Deloitte men's tankard. After 4 draws, we have 2 undefeated teams, Jamie Murphy and Chad Stevens. We have Stuart Thompson at 3-1, his brother Kendall Thompson at 2-2, Brent McDougall and Kevin Millette at 1-3, Ian Fitzgerald-LeBlanc at 1-3, also at 1-3, and Mackenzie's at 0-4. So, a couple of undefeated teams. Their next draw is this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So if you want to come out and watch the men's curling, come on down to Dartmouth Curling Club. Caitlin Beach executed her hit and stick with perfection there. So Driscoll sitting 2. Marianne's asking Christina Black to try to get just come by the guard. See if she get a little hit inside roll, but oh, she made the double, so there you go. Great shot by Jen Baxter. Christina Black doing that a little bit of the body English to get that rock out of the rings. So Mary will ask Caitlin to get rid of that rock now. We'll go back down a relatively clean end. Trying to come over and get a piece of it anyway. Just enough to hit it and knock it out. Marianne's asking Jen Baxter, see if she can make that draw around that guard. Try to take advantage of what's there. The front end is really working hard. Just getting it by, just paper thinned it. Great sweep by Kristen Clark and Christina Black to draw that by. Not a whole lot there for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll to hit, so she's going to try the run back on that guard. Now it's Bridget McPhail to make a run back here. Rocks on the way. Caitlin Beach really working it hard, trying to keep it straight a little bit. Gonna get a little. Oh, and she flashed them both. That's the break that Marianne Arsenault was looking for here in the second end. Give her a chance to split the house now. Sit 2. Opportunity to score 2 points here. Christina Black with her rock on the way. Again, looking for draw away here in the early ends. Jen Baxter, Kristen Clark just keeping her clean all the way down the ice. Looks like a beautiful draw right to the tee line. Good shot by Christina. A little update on the other sheets. On sheet B, Jill Brothers, Colleen Jones, they blanked the first end. Sheet D, we have Julie McAvoy, took one in the first end against Kenny Hooley. She's up 1-0. And identical score on sheet 4, 1-0 for Chris McDermott over Teresa Green. Rocks on the way from Bridget McPhail here. Hoping for a hit. Maybe rolling towards the center line. Looks like she's hit a little wide. She's hitting that and rolling out. So a couple of misses here for Bridget early in this game. Be looking to rebound next end. Marianne Arsenault will ask Christina Black to make the identical draw. Come over to the wings, split the house. Take control back. This is where these shots are really important. This is Marianne's opportunity to get 2 this end. So it's really what her goal is this end. Looks like she's got the same weight, pretty close. Black and Clark are just working it there to get her to the rings. There they come. Into the house it comes. Stops biting the 8-foot. So. Great shot by Christina. Now Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will play the hit on that. She'll try to roll over towards the other rock. Try and group the rocks together, make it a little more difficult for Marianne to get rid of the Yellowstone. She's going to have to make a really tough shot here to try and keep Mary to 1. Or in the event that Marianne makes a mistake, she might be able to steal one. So first things first, she's got to hit this and make the roll. Not laying a broom to it. Hoping for a little more curl. Here it comes. Didn't get quite the curl that she wanted, so totally exposed. Marianne to make the open hit. Now Marianne will try to hit and roll the other way. Try to keep those rocks separated. What a game of cat and mouse here. Myketyn-Driscoll trying to group the rocks together, and Marianne Arsenault trying to keep them apart. All right, Marianne Arsenault's first rock on the way here in the second end. Christina Black calling the sweepers off. Looks like she might be a little out. Oh, now she's getting Christina on it. Or Jen Baxter, sorry. And there's a miss from Marianne Arsenault. Hit and roll out. So Mary Myketyn will now look at probably trying to run back here. That rock is totally buried behind the guard. It's either the run back or try to come around herself. Looks like she's opted to go for the draw. They're trying to draw around that guard, those two rocks. If she can execute this, then we'll put Marianne into a position where she'll have to draw for her one. Which, after seeing just Marianne come wide on a hit and roll out, Myketyn will be glad to get Marianne trying to throw a different weight shot as opposed to the same shot twice in a row. Mary Myketyn's last rock here at the second end on the way. Just looking for a draw around those two rocks. Caitlin Veach and Michelle McDonald really working the rock hard, trying to get her there. Weight looks down. They're sweeping for weight, no doubt. Line looks okay. Here it comes. She's by the first rock, and she's going to get it by the second one. Nice shot by Mary. Didn't get quite around, but she is shot rock. Wide open for Marianne Arsenault. She'll need to make a nose hit here. She won't want to be too wide on this one because it will jam on her own if she gets too wide. So. Baxter, Kristen Clark getting ready to sweep this rock. Certainly don't want it to undercurl. They want to be able to hit that right on the nose and sit there and get their deuce. Not letting a broom do it, trying to get some curl on her. Jen Baxter working it hard, trying to get a little more curl on it. And she did. She just wicked it. Both girls working the rock hard. And looks like just the miss from Marianne Arsenault. So great shot by Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Marianne couldn't execute the hit, so she chipped the yellow rock on her own rock and rolled out the other side. So just a single point for Marianne Arsenault here in the second end. So it's all tied up after two ends, 1-1. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll had the hammer in the third end. Canadian Junior Championships are taking place this week. as well. They're out in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Nova Scotia is being represented on the men's side by Graham Weagle, and on the ladies' side by Caitlin Jones. Both teams have made it to the championship round. Nova Scotia is at a record of 4-3. They're going to be in tight to make it to the playoffs, but you know, we have BC leading at 7-0, and along with Saskatchewan at 6-1. So Nova Scotia's got a couple of games to make up there. On the women's side, Caitlin Jones and her team of Lauren Lenentine, Carly Burgess, and Lindsay Burgess with coach Andrew Atherton, defending world champions. They're sitting at a record of 4-3 as well, so they're up against it to repeat. Alberta's leading the way at 7-0, BC 6-1, Manitoba, Quebec, and Saskatchewan all at 5-2. So Caitlin and the ladies will have an uphill battle to get back to the playoff round, but we're all crossing our fingers for them. Third end underway here. First rock delivered from Kristen Clark was the center line guard, as requested by Marianne Arsenault, and now Michelle McDonald will throw a corner guard up. So both teams looking to be a bit more aggressive this end, throw up the guards and see what they can do. So now with the first rock of Kristen Clark being a guard, Marianne will ask Kristen to throw her second rock right around it, try and come into the forefoot. Beautiful club down here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. If you're free this morning, come on down. $5 a draw to come in and watch the best women's curling in the province. It's a great deal. Beautiful boat draw by Kristen Clark, right to the button. Almost totally buried, so Myketyn-Driscoll asked Michelle McDonald to draw down to that one, down to the face. Try and sit right on top of it. Caitlin really working it now, trying to get her close, trying to get her right to the nose of it. A little bit of a bump. There's a little more weight than Mary wanted on that one. This will leave Jen Baxter with an open hit to roll to the wings. It's hit 2. Jen Baxter's rock there, Kristen Clark working it. Asked and answered. Nice shot by Jen Baxter. Hit and roll out to the side. Mary Myketyn now facing 2. The initial rock for Marianne Arsenault is now a little bit deeper. So she could ask Caitlin to come back down to it and just sort of bump it back behind the tee line. Looking at their options, they're looking at running the guard as well. So we'll see what they decide on here. It looks like they're going to go with running the guard. She'll ask Caitlin Beach to run this back. They might get a break and drive it into the rock in the house and make a double. Peeling the guard is not the end of the world either. Quite exactly the weight that Mary asked for, but mission accomplished. Caitlin peeled the guard and rolled away, so they're totally exposing that rock. It's in the forefoot now. So Marianne will ask Jen Baxter to put that guard back up. Clark and Black really working that rock, trying to get her to the center line for a guard. Over the hog line. Not quite where she wanted it, so leaves that rock in the house totally exposed now for Caitlin to come down and take a hit. And if she can get a little inside roll, then they'll be sitting one behind a guard. So back and forth here, a little bit of misses back and forth between the two teams. Measurement on sheet D taking place now between Hilliard and McAvoy. Oh, it looks like Caitlin got a little outside on this hit. Looks like she's going to flash it all together. Yes, she did. That's a miss. Big miss from Caitlin. Marianne Arsenault sitting 2 now, with a chance to draw another one in there and sit 3 and really put some pressure on Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Black trying to make the draw into the house here. Ben Baxter working it, just trying to keep her a little bit straighter. Rock coming into the house. Great weight from Christina Black there. So we have Team Arsenault sitting 3 right now. Those 3 blue stones in the house. 2 of them look like they're in the 4-foot, maybe just even biting the button area. One is in the full 8. Double opportunity here for Bridget McPhail. I'm going to throw an upweight hit here and try and see if she can get both of those rocks moving. Keep hers around. Big shot here. Not laying a broom to this one either. Looks like it's outside again. She got a jam, get rid of one of the blue rocks. Her shooter rolled away, so Arsenault still sitting 2. She'll ask Christina to make another draw, come around that front line, center line guard. Oh, she's switching sides. She was going to go with the in-turn, decided to go with the out-turn this time, so maybe a little preference for Christina, one way or the other, but nonetheless, the end goal is still the same, trying to get that rock into the 4-foot behind the center line guard. Baxter and Clark really working it now, trying to get her into the rings. Trying to get her by that front guard. Weights down a little bit, trying to drag her into the rings. They can sit 3. And they've done that. Just into the full 12-foot, so. Arsenault still sitting 3 right now, but the shot rock is exposed. Bridget can make her get into the inside of it, little roll that we totally protect it. Quick update from the other sheets. Jill Brothers took 1 on the second end. She's up 1-0 on Colleen Jones. Sheet D, after the measurement, Tanya Hilliard got 2 in the second end, so she's up 2-1 on Julie McAvoy. And on sheet 4, looks like they have the score posted wrong in the first end. Now it's 2-2 after the second end. Teresa Green got 2 in the second. Krista McDermott, so you're totally up to date now. Rock and Bridget McPhail on the way. Myketyn-Driscoll trying to get her sweepers to get that rock over. Nice shot, hit and roll. Bunched up against the Marianne Arsenault blue stone, so we'll be looking to get rid of that. If she can do so without getting rid of her stone, that'd be great. But removing that yellow one is the first thing she wants to do. cannot switch brooms. She uses her horsehair broom for sliding, not allowed to use that for sweeping. Due to the international and national sweeping code they have. So she'll throw an in-turn hit on this rock from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Looks like a great shot here from Marianne. Hitting a little roll towards the center line, not quite enough. Leaving herself exposed there for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll to hit. If she can get a roll, she's trying to get back to set herself up for a two. Big shot here for Mary coming up. Just told Michelle McDonald that she's going to be throwing board weight at this, so must be getting a little bit of curl. Needs this hit and roll over towards center line to give her a chance for her deuce. Sweepers aren't really letting a broom do it, just sort of keeping it clean. Hoping for a little more curl here to get him by the cards, make the hit, try to get a roll over center line. And a nice shot by Mary. Got a little bit of a roll towards the center line, so I don't know if Marianne Arsenault will try to make a play on it or not. It looks like she will. Probably about 3/4 exposed, so even if she rolls away, it's not the end of the world here. First things first, she wants to get rid of that yellow rock and force Mary Myketyn-Driscoll to make a draw for her one. Really no trouble here for Marianne. The only thing that she could do is if she was to be narrow or wide, I guess, but there's no jam possibilities for that yellow stone, so either way, as long as she can get rid of it, she'll be fine. She's a little wide. They're trying to Ken Block trying to get a sweep for a little piece of it. And there's the mistake that Mary Myketyn-Driscoll was looking for. Marianne came a little wide and she flashed that rock. So Mary Myketyn-Driscoll with a free draw for her two. Just needs to be full eight plus a little bit to get her 2 points. Looks like she's playing the out turn draw. She feels more comfortable that way, even though there's probably more room with the in turn. Final rock on the third end on this way here. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Caitlin Beach, Michelle McDonald, not letting a broom do it. Looks like she might be a little strong. She's a little rub off her own, maybe. Looks like a little rub. There you go. Great shot by Mary. Used her own rock for a little back in there. So she got her two. She takes a 3-1 lead on Marianne Arsenault here after 3 ends. Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. Looking at the sign at the far end, looks like it's been here since 1936. So, beautiful club, 5-sheet club. Great junior program as well. That was a great result after a rough start to the third end for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll's team, but she made two great shots from Mary and a miss from Marianne Arsenault, and Next thing you know, Myketyn-Driscoll has her too, so she's up 3-1, playing the fourth end here. First rock on the way from Michelle McDonald. Mary asked for a guard up front, but looks like it might be slipping into that just a little deep. Into the rings it comes. Just about a foot heavy. Marianne will ignore that and ask Kristen Clark to throw up the corner guard, as she's been doing since the second end. So trying to be a little more aggressive here. Down 2. She wants to get those 2 back. Have a wide open game going over on sheet B with Colleen Jones and Jill Brothers. 1-0 for Jill Brothers after 2. But we had the first and the third end were both blanked. And there's no rocks in play right now on that sheet, so keeping it pretty clean. Kristen executed the corner guard for Marianne, so she'll be able to use that later this end. Myketyn-Driscoll asked Bridget McPhail to come down, throw that center line guard again. Mary's going out to help Caitlin Leach sweep a little bit. Bridget McPhail has left the sheet for a second. The rare skip who sweeps. There you go. There's a sight to be seen. But a great shot by Michelle. Now Marianne will ask Kristen Clark to try and utilize that guard, try the in-turn draw. It's not a whole lot of room there, but I'm sure Kristen can see if she can make this shot. Puck's starting to come over. Jen Baxter really working it there. Oh, nice shot by Kristen Clark to negotiate that hole between the 2 rocks. Great T-line wipe by Kristen Clark. Great shot. Slipped behind the T-line about 6-8 inches, so Mary Myketyn-Driscoll asked Caitlin Beach to do the exact same thing. Try to come down, sit right on top of it. Looks like that one's a little outside. I'm waiting for it to come over. Trying to get off that front guard. Looks like they're going to chip their own guard here. And shooter rolled far enough away that the draw to that back one is still there, but Mary will ask Jen Baxter to come down and try and sit on top of it herself. Sit 2 behind that corner guard. Back with the draw. Clark and Black really working it, trying to get it by that front guard. And they've just got it by. Now they got to draw it into the 8-foot, try and sit 2. Nice rock, nice weight by Jen Baxter. Good team shot. Good throw, good sweep, and Team Arsenault sits 2. Myketyn-Driscoll now trying to figure out what she can do. That rock is behind the guard. Probably can't see a whole lot of it. So there you go. There's the indication that she can't. She's asking Caitlin to peel that front blue guard off, expose those 2 blunts for later on in the end. If she runs it back in the right angle, it's possible to get all 3 rocks moving. So we'll see what kind of weight she's going to throw. Go with the in-turn, so I have to go with the out-turn now. Caitlin's a left-handed thrower. Angles are a little different for her coming out of the hack. but she's a little wide on this one. Gonna get the peel anyway. Where are they? Where are they? They are, yeah. We'll roll in, roll away, so. Her shooter rolls out the back of the rings. Marianne will probably ask Jen to throw that guard back up. She certainly will. Or the nose hit on that one. A couple of options here. She could always try the nose hit and roll over and sort of be a in-house guard. Seems to be the call of choice here for Marianne's the hit and stick and try and sit 3. Not too worried about leaving those 2 rocks in the 8-foot exposed for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Right on the nose for Jen Baxter. Marianne Arsenault sits 3. But as I said, the rocks in the 8-foot are now exposed for Bridget McPhail to try and make a angle double. She can make that hit about half a rock. She should get both of them. I would have thought Marianne would have thrown up a guard on that one. She seems to be that aggressive these days, but obviously she feels this might be a little tougher shot for McPhail than we think. McPhail with the big weight sweeper's not letting a broom do it. Is it going to get by that front guard? No, it's not. And big miss from McPhail. Just whipped off the guard out front. Rock, the shooter rolled through the house, didn't make contact with any of the blue rocks in the ring. So Marianne Arsenault now sitting 3 with a chance to come in behind the corner guard or a little bump and sit 4. So Myketyn-Driscoll so far unable to take advantage of the fact that she scored that deuce in the 3rd end. Trying to put some pressure on Marianne and just getting some misses out of her teammates here this end. Well, it looks like she's asking Christina Black to maybe play a little split on these 2. If she throws the right weight, she could bump her own over behind the guard and have her roll over and sit in front of the other 2. Clark and Black working it. Clark and Baxter working it. A little angle tap. Here we go. Nice shot, nice weight control from Christina Black. So Arsenault is now sitting 4. 2 rocks in the 8-foot are still exposed. They're not shot rock anymore. Shot rock is the one that Black just tapped up to nearly butting the 4-foot, but Myketyn-Driscoll really has to go after these 2 and try and limit the damage here for Arsenault. Michelle McDonald working it. Caitlin Beach getting them there to help her. Trying to keep that rock away from the guard out front. Just papered it, and nice double with a great roll. Beautiful shot from Michelle McDonald, or Bridget McPhail, sorry. Double and the roll to the 4-foot. That takes away all the pressure from this end for Myketyn-Driscoll. Beauty shot. Looks like Marianne will ask Christina Black to come down and maybe just chip off her own a little bit, maybe expose that yellow one for later. Christina, first rock here of the 3rd and 4th end. Really working it. Baxter and Clark working it, trying to get it by that guard. And looks like they're gonna just chip off the guard. And that rock will roll out the back. So in a matter of 2 rocks, Marianne Arsenault goes from sitting 4 to facing 1. That's going to be really hard to get to. Myketyn-Driscoll will now. Myketyn-Driscoll will now, looks like she's calling for another rock into the rings here. likes to be throwing up a guard here. Try to protect what she has in the forefoot. Driscoll's first rock of the fourth end on the way. Beach and McDonald working it a little bit. As the weight comes off of it, they're going to try and get it. Oh, starting to curl on them. Nice rock from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Good guard. Marianne Arsenault now looking at what her options are. Could peel those guards if she really wanted to. Might give her a chance for a bigger end, but it looks like she's going to try and draw down through that hole on the center line and try and get down to that yellow rock. Don't know if she can get there with enough weight to bump it back to sit two, but she certainly wants to get down to the corner of it and sit one at the very least. Maybe give herself an opportunity to bounce it back later with her last rock.
Yeah. Digging down to the dregs.
Rock on the way from Marianne Arsenault here in the fourth end. Clark and Baxter putting the broom to it. Now they're really working it, trying to get it through. There's Baxter trying to draw it into the forefoot. There they go, both working it now. Looks like a nice shot from Marianne Arsenault just to draw it in. From the overhead, it looks like it could be blue, but
Oh, I know, we were wrong yesterday.
they're both teams looking at it. Pressure shot from Marianne Arsenault there. If it's blue, Mary Myketyn-Driscoll has a couple of options. He could try to chip it out, force Marianne to make that same shot again. She wouldn't want to wreck on her own, that's the only problem. She could try to guard and protect what's there and try to force Marianne Arsenault's hand here. A couple of different options. Should be really careful if she's playing the guard, though. If he doesn't play the guard, then Marianne could have a chip for at least three. And Myketyn-Driscoll and Bridget McPhail discussing their options out there right now. Deciding just how aggressive they want to be. Oh, calling a timeout. There you go. John Newhook will come down and they'll have a quick discussion. You see the time clocks in the background. Each team gets, I believe, 30 minutes to play the game. And that's not playing time. That will be thinking time. So when your opponent's rocks come to a stop, that's when your thinking time begins. Each team has 30 minutes of thinking time to complete the game. Might even be 36 minutes, but regardless. Call a timeout and save some time right now and have a discussion with the coach, see what he thinks. Caitlin Beach takes a look at the rocks, see what she can determine. Pretty tight out there as to who's shot and who's second. It's a big point in the game right here. If Mary Myketyn-Driscoll can force Marianne to one, she'd have the lead with the hammer. So big spot here. Just approaching 10 a.m. Nova Scotia time. If you're tuning in to Bell live stream from outside the Atlantic area, probably just getting going, having a cup of coffee, enjoying the curling. So I'm glad you're with us. National Scotties Tournament of Hearts takes place in Sydney, Nova Scotia, February 16th to the 24th. So that's at Center 200. So if you're in the area, by all means, get some tickets. I'm sure they're on sale now, and drop in to see the best curling in Canada. Indication from the umpire that timeout is over, so time will be back in as you see the clock ticking again. So what decision they've made to make here. Looks like she's going really wide, so it looks like she's probably throwing the guard. Trying to force Marianne to one here. Fourth end update from Sheet B with Colleen Jones. Colleen Jones was forced to take 1 and 4, so that game is tied, playing the fifth end. None of the other games have completed their fourth ends yet, but we'll get you an update when they do. So final rock from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll on the way here in the fourth end of our game. Definitely want to put this guard up nice and high. Don't give Marianne Arsenault a chance to run anything back into that yellow rock. So McDonald and Beach just laying right off of it now. Nice throw from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Not a hole there now for Marianne to throw through, but just have that angle raise on the blue one out front if she's so inclined. Looks like she's looking for the angle raise to sit 3. No doubt that Marianne was looking at that long before Mary Myketyn-Driscoll was calling her shot. So chance for Marianne Arsenault here to angle raise her front one in. Shoot, or might even roll in. You don't know, it could be 3 or 4 here if she makes this shot. Really nice delivery from Marianne Arsenault. It's out a little bit. The sweeper's not laying a broom to it, waiting for it to come over a little bit. Here it comes. Gonna get the angle in, and just didn't make contact with the yellow one, but she definitely bumped her own up for a guarantee of 1. So high risk, high reward shot there for Marianne Arsenault. So she ended up taking her 1. So Mary Myketyn-Driscoll escaped that end, just holding Marianne to 1. So it's a 3-2 lead for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll heading to the fifth end, and she'll have the hammer.
Yes, I know.
The Lake Tanker is also taking place this week here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. The National Tim Hortons Briar is going to be taking place March 2nd to 10th at the West Toba place in Brandon, Manitoba. So anybody listening out west there, or tuning in from out west, make sure you get your tickets and head on down to Brandon. First rock on the way from Kristen Clark here in the fifth end. Trailing Caitlin Beach's team, Mary Myketyn-Driscoll 3-2. Alaska Kristen throw her first rock up as a center line guard. And Kristen executes as asked. McDonald, first rock, slipping into the house. Coming into the top four. Marianne will ask Kristen to remove that. On the way, looks like it's just going to get by the guard, so she should be able to make contact with that yellow rock and remove it from play. Maybe even get a little inside roll. Not much, nope, no roll, but contact made, yellow rock removed. So Mary Myketyn-Driscoll asked Michelle McDonald to follow that down, take that same shot, remove that blue stone. Game on sheet B is clicking right along. They just finished their fifth end. Games on sheet D and E have just started their fourth, so they're a full end ahead of everybody else. Just have a flight to catch. So Michelle McDonald made her hit and rolled over to the open. Now Marianne Arsenault will ask Jen Baxter to remove that rock and see if she can get a little roll inside towards center line. There's the hit. Little roll coming up. Executed almost perfectly by Jen Baxter. Nice shot. Rolled towards center line. Just over-rolled just a little bit, so she's is open on the other side of the house for Caitlin Beach. Caitlin's rock's on the way. Sweeper's now laying up her. Okay, there goes Michelle McDonald. There goes Bridget McPhail, trying to get it by that front guard. And they do just paper it by, and a little inside roll towards the center line. So, really touch shot there from Caitlin Beach. Looks like it's totally buried. Marianne Arsenault last Jen Baxter. Looks like she did go for the run back. Maybe she changed her mind now. Nope, looks like she's going back to the run back. Yeah, gonna try to run that blue one into the yellow one in the house. Rock's on the way from Jennifer Black. Waiting for a little more curls. Straight back, executed, nice shot by Jen. And the raised rock ends up rolling over to the wide side of the house. So great shot, get rid of the yellow rock from Myketyn-Driscoll. Sit one. Fourth end update from sheet C. Julie McAvoy gave up a steal of 2 in the third and 2 more in the fourth to Tanya Hilliard. So Hilliard's up 6-1, playing the fifth end there. And on sheet 4, Kristen McDermott stole one in the fourth end. So she's up 4-2 against Teresa Breen. And you're totally up to date now. Caitlin Beach executes the nose hit for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll's team. Marianne Arsenault will ask Christina Black to get rid of that and try and roll back to the center line again. Not a whole lot of rocks in play, which, you know, Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will be happy with that. She'd be happy to play this way for the rest of the game, to be honest with you. Not that's going to happen that way, but now that she has the lead. Just in the back throw. Ends up being nose hit on that yellow rock. No roll at all. Myketyn-Driscoll will ask Bridget McPhail. They can play on that herself.
Morning, folks. As you can see, the 3 of the ends are now on their 5th end. If you could refrain from using washrooms at this end of the building until the ladies are on and off the ice, it'd be greatly appreciated. There's a men's washroom down towards the other stairwell, and there's 2 washrooms upstairs. Thanks very much.
Bridget McPhail with the nose hit on the Arsenault stone, so she's now sitting 1, just biting the 12-foot. Marianne will ask Christina Black to get rid of that, and again, try for that roll towards the center line. Try to take advantage of that rock that's out front as a guard. Christina Clark taking the shot, and the roll, just rolled too far. They're getting close on those, but they just seem to be over-rolling, not getting enough curl on those hits. Not curling enough. I'll leave an open hit here for Bridget McPhail on that. Caitlin Beach really working that rock. Trying to get a little bit of roll to it, trying to keep her a little straight. She's going to make contact. Is she going to roll out? Christina Black really working that yellow stone. Wasn't able to drag it out the back of the ring, so now Marianne Arsenault will have to make a play on it. Fifth end on sheet B, Jill Brothers was forced to take 1, so she's up 2-1, playing the 6th end against Colleen Jones. Marianne Arsenault's first rock on the way here in the 5th end, sorry. Not laying a broom to it, looks like she's going to hit it. Is she going to roll out? Yes, she is. Yes, going to roll away. Now let's see what Myketyn-Driscoll does here. That blue rock is just outside the ring, so she could draw down to it. She's trying, or she could draw around that center guard. She can execute her shots here. She has a chance to get her deuce. Also, option was to peel off that guard if she really wanted to go for the blank, but that's not what she's trying to do now. Myketyn trying to take advantage of that center line guard. She's going to try and bury one here. Top 4 foot. Not really curling for her. She's clearly by the guard. They don't want to be deep though. Well, right on the button. Probably just a little deeper than she wanted it to. Marianne Arsenault has a chance to draw down on top of that and just bump it back and sit 1. So. Probably a foot deeper and probably about 6 inches less curl than she wanted. So a little opportunity here for Marianne to draw down on top of that. Even if Marianne doesn't bump it back and sit one, has the opportunity to force Myketyn-Driscoll to a single point here in the 5th end. Final rock from Marianne Arsenault on the way here in the 5th end. Jennifer Baxter, Kristen Clark. Sweeping it, but not working. There they go now. Trying to work it really hard, trying to switching off. Sweeping, trying to bring it down to the front of it. Really need to work it together there. Coming into the house. And not quite enough to make contact, but going to leave Mary Myketyn-Driscoll the opportunity to draw in for her 2. She needs a full 4 foot plus a little bit to get her 2. Into the 4 foot on the tee line will get her reduced. So opportunity here for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll to open up a 3-point lead. Last rock on the way from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Veach and McDonald staying close. We're putting a little brum to it. Really starting to work it now. Trying to draw her into that tee line. We're really working it. And it looks like she's coming up light. Opportunity missed for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll there. She's going to take one. Take a 4-2 lead into the break. 4-2 Mary Myketyn-Driscoll after 5 ends here at Dartmouth Curling Club. Draw 5 of this provincial Scotties Tournament of Hearts here at Dartmouth Curling Club. We're going to be back in 5 minutes, so grab a coffee and grab a bagel and come on back. Thanks. All right, welcome back to the Dartmouth Curling Club here for Draw 5 of the Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Covering the game today between Marianne Arsenault and Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. We're through 5 ends, and the Driscoll team has a 4-2 lead playing the 6th end here. First rock from Michelle McDonald. This is a centerline guard. Just to recap the teams, we have Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Her mate is Bridget McPhail. Second is Caitlin Beach. Leads Michelle McDonald. And for Marianne Arsenault, we have Christina Black at mate, Jennifer Baxter throwing second stones, and Kristen Clark at lead. Should be a great finish here. Marianne Arsenault asking Kristen Clark to come around that stone out front, and she certainly did. Put it right on the 4-foot center line. So here we are. Game's on again. Just before 10:30 here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. If you're just joining us, 5th draw, Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Winner goes on to represent Nova Scotia at the National Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Sydney, Nova Scotia, later on next month. So that rock by Michelle McDonald just coming up a little bit light. Just in front of the original rock thrown up by Kristen Clark. So Marianne Arsenault will ask Kristen to throw her second stone just in front of that one. Right along the center line, come around that guard. Maybe angle freeze onto that yellow rock, maybe use something later on to move those rocks around. Marianne was successful in the 5th end to force Mary Myketyn-Driscoll to a single point. Mary had a chance for her 2, came up light on a draw, so a little bit of a break for Marianne Arsenault. So now she has the hammer playing the 6th end, down 2. Nice draw by Kristen Clark to come in and just corner freeze to that yellow stone. So now Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will ask Caitlin Beach to come around the other way and sort of corner freeze to that blue stone. So trying to control that 4-foot line is what every team wants to do. So now that she's up by 2, last thing Mary Myketyn-Driscoll wants to do is give Mary Arsenault a chance for a big end here. So she'll try to bring everything into that center line and make it real difficult for Mary. A little more weight than she was looking for. It looks like she's going to chip her own just over a little bit. And the shooter rock rolls over into the open. Marianne will ask Jen Baxter to hit that rock, maybe roll over to the wings. Try to draw the play away from the center line a little bit. Rocks on the way from Jen Baxter. Kristen Clark giving a little bit of a broom. Looks like she's going to get a roll toward the center line. And she does, and now she sits into the 4-foot, sitting 2 for Marianne Arsenault. Nice roll that way. It is behind the tee line. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll looking at her options here. A lot of rocks in play, a lot of those rocks in front of those 2 blue ones, so it's hard to get to right now, but you might want to ask Caitlin Beach to throw a little bit of weight, try and move some things, or she could try to draw down to it. Looks like the draw is the call of choice here, so we'll see if Caitlin can bring a rock right into the top of that rock that's in the back of the 4-foot. Just trying to reduce that scoring area for Marianne Arsenault ever so slightly. McPhail and McDonald back off of that one. Looks like she's really light on this rock. coming up just across the hog line. That's a trouble rock for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Now those rocks that are on the 4 foot for Marianne Arsenault are totally buried on the outside. So it looked like Marianne's looking at her options, see if they going out even wider, try to come around that yellow guard. Maybe draw it in. If she can draw it in for 3, it'd be really tough for Myketyn-Driscoll to get in on that side of the rings. Other side of the house pretty wide open right now. Here's a shot from Baxter. Clark and Black are really working it. Trying to draw her in. Here it comes. Really trying to pull it in for 3rd shot. Really working it hard. Marianne Arsenault in their ear, and they do that. They're into the bite in the 4 foot. Great shot from Jennifer Baxter. Marianne Arsenault now sitting 3, and they're not easy to get to. Not with any weight anyway. A draw on that side of the sheet wouldn't do a whole lot. Again, the other side of the sheet's open if she wanted to draw in there. Looks like she's looking at some sort of a raise. So it looks like Mary Myketyn-Driscoll's asking Caitlin Beach to move that center line yellow guard, either run it back or just peel it off. Expose those rocks in the house.
No, I don't.
Beach and McDonald working it. They're backing off now. Here comes a shot. She's made contact, right back into the pile. Chips off the front one. Not a great result for the Myketyn-Driscoll team. 2 guards are still out front. 3 rocks that belong to Arsenault are still in the 4 foot, still protected. See what Marianne Arsenault wants to do here. She has the opportunity to go outside, go the other way if she'd like. Come around. Oh, they're going to call a timeout. Get together and discuss it. I don't know if, I think Carol McLean's upstairs. I think she'll be coming down and join them. Have a discussion about what their next move is here. Now that Myketyn-Driscoll has those 2 long guards out front, that might be her only option is to run something back into the pile, try and reduce the damage here for Arsenault. Marianne's option, she could throw another rock up high and just try to protect what she has, or she could try to be more aggressive and come around. Maybe make it a little bit harder for Myketyn-Driscoll to get into the 4 foot. Big opportunity here for Marianne here on the 6th end. After 6 on sheet B, Jill Brothers stole one against Colleen Jones in the 6th, so it's a 3-1 for Brothers, with Jones at the hammer in the 7th end. Sheet D, the 5th end was blank between Hilliard and McAvoy, so it's still 6-1 for Hilliard, playing the 6th. And over on sheet D, Kristen McDermott stole 3 on Teresa Breen in the 5th, so she's up 7-2, playing the 6th end on sheet D. So I didn't see Carol come down, so it's just Marianne and the teammates discussing their options on what they're going to do.
I don't work in the Atlantic.
Marianne, tons of experience on that ice, along with Kristen Clark, Jennifer Baxter, and Christina Black. Timeout's over. Clock begins. And they've made the decision. Looks like they're going to play in a come around. Maybe just try and bite in the top of the 4 foot, I would say. As long as they don't leave Mary Myketyn-Driscoll a double or anything, they'll be okay. You certainly don't want to slip deep behind the tee line here. That would be a disaster. Right now it's looking really good for Arsenault. They just need to, it's all about rock positioning. At this level, even if you're off by a little bit, these teams will make you pay. So, real important shot here for Christina Black. Baxter and Clark working it. And they're really sweeping it now. They're really trying to get into it. There we go. Trying to get it by that card, and they're by the card. And they're not going to bring it into the house, but they're certainly going to leave it as a, try and protect that draw from Myketyn-Driscoll. All right.
She's playing third.
Myketyn-Driscoll now. Looking, I don't know if there's a hole there between those two yellows to come down and make contact with their own stone, but that's what she's looking at. The angle is kind of tough there to get the back one, but that's what she's asking Bridget McPhail to do. This will be a big weight takeout shot. Not a big hole up front there to get this rock between. Veach on it right away, working it. Called off, up and down. Veach Fielder working it now, back off. And she's through the hole, she's gonna make contact. She made the double. Made the double. Great shot by Bridget McPhail. Arsenault still sitting one, but that was a great shot from McPhail, and that hole is still there for a potential double raise run back to really escape the trouble. Arsenault really can't make any contact unless she's willing to lose her own on the forefoot. Certainly looks like she's throwing the weight to make the contact. She really wants to get rid of those yellow ones. It's tight to the guard. Did she get by the guard? She's through the hole. She's made the contact. Made the double, and she got a bad break on that one. Double. The yellow rock jammed on the blue rock in the back, and now Myketyn-Driscoll is sitting one fully buried on the button. Myketyn-Driscoll now is looking at her opportunity maybe to steal one here. Again, we go second time in two on the even numbered ends that Arsenault goes from sitting three to facing one in a matter of 2 stones. Big break there for the Myketyn-Driscoll team. Just got to figure out how to protect that, or if they want to come in and sit too. Really put some pressure on Mary Arsenault.
It's only 25 cents disposal.
Myketyn-Driscoll looks like she's going to play the out turn. Even if she doesn't come in for second shot, it's okay. Certainly wants to protect what she has. And doesn't want to leave Marianne a double. Marianne is sitting 2 and 3 right now, so certainly don't want to give Arsenault a chance. Lots of discussion down there. Looks like they've changed their mind. Might be trying to come through the hole and get into the 8-foot. Mary really thinking about it down at the other end. Okay. Looks like she's changed her mind now. She's going to try and come through the hole. Take away that port for Marianne Arsenault. They know Marianne's a great shooter, so they're trying to cover off all the angles they can. First rock for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll on the way here in the 6th end. Trying to come through that hole, take that shot away from Arsenault. Not throwing big weight, doesn't want to disturb anything up front. And she's taken away the hole successfully from Marianne. So now Marianne's only way to get to that rock on the center line is to get rid of those rocks out front. So she'd be looking to maybe to do a potential for a run back. If she makes the right angle on that run back, she could be sitting 2. She'd have to make a double run back. But that's certainly in her wheelhouse, no doubt about it. At this point, that's Mary's only option to get access to that yellow rock. She could play an out-turn draw, but this is a chance for multiple points if she can navigate this. Here we go. Big weight rock coming from Arsenault. Jennifer Baxter on it. Christina Black calling her. Run back. No, she's just going to roll away. But it's open. Still open for her last one. Now Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will try to take away that raise. Big shot here from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Big opportunity to throw up a guard, take away that raise. She won't leave Marianne Arsenault with a whole lot if she can put this rock up front. Final rock, 6th end. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll on the way. Beach and McDonald really working it. Oh, they're backing off a little bit. They know it's there. Just a matter where it's going to finish. There's Beach and McDonald trying to drag it over to that center line, trying to get her cover up. Came in a little deeper than they would have liked. I think Marianne Arsenault is going to be looking at that for the same shot she just threw. Double run back to try and get her 2. There's no real damage for Marianne here to try that. If she gets it, she gets her 2. If she doesn't, she does give up a steal, but there's really not much else that she has, even to get 1. You know, I think she's looking at if there's a potential to come through the hole and hit it and move it back, but that's a tough shot. I would think the raise is probably the better shot, but looks like she's going to try and come through the port with a lot of weight and pick that yellow one out. This will be a big weight shot from Marianne Arsenault, trying to get her 2. She obviously liked this shot better than the double raise to get her deuce. Final rock on its way from Marianne Arsenault. We're in the 6th end. Big sweep by Jen Baxter. Christina Black keeping her on it. Coming through. She's through the hole. Oh, just wrecked on the guard out front. Just wrecked. So Mary Myketyn-Driscoll is in search of her first win here at the Provincial Scotties. Steals 1 on Marianne Arsenault in the 6th end. Takes a 5-2 lead into the 7th. Really tight shot there for Marianne Arsenault. She saw that as her best opportunity to get 2 at that end, and she comes away down 3. Draw 5 of the ladies Scotties Tournament of Hearts here. Dartmouth Curling Club. Men's Deloitte Tankard is also happening here this week. They'll be on the ice at 2 o'clock this afternoon for their 5th draw. And then these women will be back on the ice tonight at 7 o'clock for draw 6. So if you don't have any plans tonight, come on down. $5 a draw. Watch some great curling. So we'll move on to the 7th end here. Myketyn-Driscoll with a 3-point lead on Marianne Arsenault. She'll ask Michelle McDonald for the first rock to come into the house. Regent McPhail really working it. Really drawing it, really working it hard to get her into the rings. There we go, into the full 8 foot, maybe even a little bite of the 4. Not quite, but Marianne will ignore that and throw up a corner guard. Ask Kristen Clark to throw up a corner guard. Marianne down 3, so she needs to be really aggressive this end to at least get her 2 to get back into this. If opportunity arises, certainly she'll try to pounce and get more than that, but really can't afford to give up another steal in this end. She'd really rather not take one either. So now that Mary Myketyn's got one in the ring, she'll ask Michelle McDonald to throw up that center line guard. Advent of the 5 rock rule this year, the free guard zone, for those of you that aren't familiar with it. First 5 rocks that are in the free guard zone, which is between the hog line and the house, cannot be removed from play until the 6th delivered stone of the end. So it gives those teams that are behind a chance to come back, throw up some guards that can't be removed. Nice guard put up there by Michelle McDonald. Marianne Arsenault will ask Kristen Clark to come around their own corner guard. You're going to put a guard up, you may as well use it. Kristen Clark with a rock on the way. Christina Black, Jennifer Baxter, trying to get a little extra curl on it. Christina Black. And there goes Jennifer Baxter, and they're drawing it in. Good weight from Kristen Clark. Good finish. Good rock. Totally buried. Probably with a hack weight shot here. Caitlin Beach can probably get to that with the way the ice is curling. And that's their opportunity. If they wick off the guard, it's not the end of the world. They wouldn't be able to remove it, but if they even move that guard a little bit, it's okay. Right out of her hand, Michelle McDonald, Bridget McPhail on it. And they're backing off now. And they're back on, so it must be close. Must be close. They're by the guard. They're going to get a piece of it. They're going to get inside roll. They do. Right to the 4 foot. Great shot from Caitlin Beach. Rock on the way from Jennifer Baxter here in the 7th end. Black and Clark really working it, trying to get her by that guard out front. And they're past it. Just going to make contact with the rock that's in the 4 foot, bump it back to the back 4. Now she's sitting number 2, that is. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll still sitting shot rock, but it's back of the 4 foot, so that rock is not in a great spot for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Marianne Arsenault could certainly use that, so Myketyn-Driscoll asking Caitlin Beach to pick that rock out. I'd like to hit that and stick around, prevent Marianne Arsenault from getting to that back one, but that one at least looked like a little bit outside. McPhail and McDonald not letting a broom do it. Gonna be close. She's got a little piece of it. It's enough to move it out. It is. Nice touch shot from Caitlin Veach. Wish you would preferred not to roll away there, but it gives Marianne Arsenault a chance to ask Jen Baxter to come right back down to that rock that's at the back four. Marianne asked Jen Baxter to actually get rid of the peel the guard, so or run it back into the house. Open it up. Didn't want to take a chance on anything else happening, so Christina Black really working it. Made contact, running it back into the house, made contact with both rocks, but at the end of the day, Myketyn-Driscoll still sitting two. Don't know if that was quite enough weight that Marianne Arsenault was looking for. So Mary and Myketyn-Driscoll asking Bridget McPhail to come right in, put a lot more pressure on Marianne Arsenault. If they can find a way to keep Marianne to one here, that'd be a fantastic or even steal. Weight looks up a little bit, but yet Veach and McDonald are really working it. Backing off now. Going to go for the raise now instead of the draw. Tap there is back. It's going to be too much. And Marianne Arsenault drawing it back, and it is. Not a great result for Myketyn-Driscoll on that rock. Promoted her own through the back of the house. Now they're only sitting one. Marianne Arsenault with an opportunity if she can get access to that back rock. Looks like she's asking Christina Black, maybe, possibly to make a cross-house double here. I don't know, a long raised double. Certainly looking to make contact with that yellow rock.
I know. Wanted to try the triple.
Not throwing the big weight though, so. Sweeper's backing right off. She's made contact with it. Don't think the angle is there to make contact with the back one, but looks like Driscoll sitting one, but looks like Arsenault is sitting 2 and 3. Couple options here for Myketyn-Driscoll. You play it safe and play a hit on that blue one just to away any chance for a big end for Marianne, which would probably be the best call. She's got an option to draw around too, but it looks like she's playing the hit. Bridget McPhail's coming out with a good hard slide. Veach and McDonald really working it, starting to curl a little bit. They'd love to get a roll. They're going to get a little piece of it, and they're going to roll over. They're going to roll behind that guard, but she is behind the tee line, but nonetheless, they're both buried now. Myketyn-Driscoll sitting 2, both behind the tee line now. Now she raises that blue one. Get Christina Black to raise that blue one the same weight she just threw. She'll be sitting 1 buried. So opportunities here. Just got to execute the shots. Jennifer Baxter and Kristen Clark that rock, trying to get the right angle on it for the raise. It's coming in nice, so she had the right weight. She's got the contact. Great shot by Christina Black, Jennifer Baxter. Christina Black. Just off the nose, but Arsenault is now sitting 1. Looks like the game on sheet D finished early. Hilliard had a 6-1 lead after 4. 5th end was blank. They didn't post the 6th end, but I'm assuming she must have stolen a couple more. That game to bed. Sheet A, Colleen Jones was forced to take 1 in the 7th end, so she trails Jill Brothers 3-2, playing the 8th. Brothers with the hammer. And in the 6th end on sheet D, Teresa Breen was forced to take 1, so she trails Kristen McDermott 7-3, playing the 8th. McDermott with the hammer. Our game, we're on sheet C here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll about to deliver her first stone of the 8th end here. Seventh end. Trying to throw a draw. It looks like Beach and McDonald just trying to get some curler tight to the guard. Weight looks like it's going to be close, but she's really wide on the guard. Coming around, they're really working. They're trying to draw her in there. They're going to get her in there for shot. Nice touch. Nice sweeping by Vicha McDonald to draw that in. Touch shot by Myketyn-Driscoll. Marianne Arsenault has to find a way to get to that stone, bring her back blue one into play. Looks like it's going to have to be a raise. That's the only way to get to the inside of that rock without jamming on back on her own blue one. So. Marianne's had last couple of ends. She's had some looking at some difficult shots. The raise she tried in the 6th end, she was just off, didn't make it. So another opportunity here for her to go in the other direction. First rock from Marianne Arsenault here in the 7th end, trying to run back. Get rid of the yellow rock on the 4-foot. Jennifer Baxter really working it. She's on the blue one. Does she get the right angle? She does. Nice shot by Marianne Arsenault. She rolls over, sitting 4-foot. Now she's sitting 2. Can't give Marianne the same shot a couple of different times in the game, because even if she misses the first one, she knows she's going to bounce back the time. So. Marianne Arsenault sitting 2 here in the 7th end. Both behind the tee line, so Myketyn-Driscoll, if she can find her draw weight, she can get down to that back blue one. Essentially the same shot she just had, just needs a foot of weight. If she can stick with this on the back blue one, then Mary Arsenault will be in a heap of trouble. Big shot here for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. You'll want to give Marianne Arsenault a chance for the 3 to get back in this game. Right out of her hand. Beach and McDonald. Not do it now. It's much wider on the guard. Waiting for it to come over. It's hanging out there. There goes McDonald trying to get that last little bit of curl to it. She's right back to it. Oh, and it's too heavy. She hit it and bounced off. Here's Marianne Arsenault for the shot for 3. There's a chance to tie this game up. Crucial mistake there from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. If anything, she needed to be light there, take away the shot from Marianne Arsenault. But I understand she wanted to get in there and really put some real pressure on her, but one little mistake. You make that mistake against the caliber of these curlers, it's going to come back to haunt you every time. Marianne Arsenault with the golden opportunity here to get her 3 and get back to tie this game up. Here we go. Final rock on Marianne Arsenault here in the 7th end. Looking for a piece of the 4-foot. She doesn't really need a piece of the 4. She needs full 8 plus, but Baxter and Clark not letting a broom do it. Looks like it's out there. Looks like she's got some weight to it. Waiting for it to come over, waiting for it to move. There's Myketyn-Driscoll trying to drag it back. Gonna be close. No, look, it was just a little deep. From one mistake to the other. Myketyn-Driscoll was heavy, and so was Marianne. Golden opportunity there for Marianne, gone. Got her do. She's back down to 5, trailing 5-4, but that was a golden opportunity to get her 3 and get back to tie. So after 7, Myketyn-Driscoll leads Marianne Arsenault 5-4. And Myketyn-Driscoll will have the hammer in the 8th end. Sheet D, Teresa Breen stole one in the 7th end. She now Kristen McDermott 7-4. And they're about to start their 8th end. Colleen Jones over on sheet B trails Jill Brothers 3-2, and they're playing the 8th end. Brothers with the hammer. First rock delivered by Kristen Clark here in the 8th end. Our line guard has asked for by Marianne Arsenault. They're going to be looking to steal here this end, so they're going to want a couple guards out front. That was a great shot by Kristen. Not able to be removed by Myketyn-Driscoll as it is in the free guard zone. She's asking Michelle McDonald to come around that to the line. Beach and McPhail not letting a broom do it. Beach giving the indication that the weight's up. McDonald just cleaning it. Now Caitlin gets in there to help her. That's going to slip to the back of the house. Into the back 8-foot. Not a great spot, but so now Marianne Arsenault will ask Kristen Clark. A couple options. Another center line guard. That rock that's at the back of the house. Not a problem for Marianne right now, where it is behind the tee line. Christina Black, Jennifer Baxter just keeping it clean. Looks like that rock's going to be coming right into the house on top of that back, into the 4-foot. Black and Baxter really working it now, trying to drag her in. And they'll drag it right to the 4-foot. Kristen Clarkson playing very well today for Team Arsenault. First foray into the Women's League after a very successful junior career for Kristen. Two-time world champion, I do believe, with Mary Fay and Caitlin. Michelle McDonald trying to come down and pick that blue rock out. Veach and McPhail both saying he waits up a little bit. Here they come. They're working it now, trying to make sure they get by that guard. They've done that. Are they going to be able to chip out? A little chip, a little roll over towards center line. Nice touch weight from Michelle. Rolled over to the 4-foot behind the center line guard. She shot rock now. Marianne Arsenault asked Jennifer Baxter to come down and sit right on top of that. Black and Clark really working that rock, trying to get her into the 4-foot. Trying to get her by that. Bringing her deep. Just come up a little light. Just a little light, but not the end of the world for Marianne Arsenault. Her 2 rocks are out front. Probably more rocks in play than Myketyn-Driscoll would like at this point, so it looks like she's going to try to clear off those front ones. She won't mind exposing that rock that's on the 4-foot. Less rocks in play is better for Myketyn-Driscoll. Mary Arsenault certainly wants more rocks in play. Give her a chance to try and get a steal and get back to tie. Caitlin Veach throwing out turn hit. She's going to make contact with both of them. Just a little bit. Get rid of one. Almost a disastrous run back, but chipped off the second blue rock to roll away.
See where Shirley from? She's listening to you. She's heavy talking.
Hey Shirley. Hi Shirley.
Shirley, Harry McPhail.
From Harry McPhail. Harry sitting next to me here. I can hear. Says that he said to say hello. So. Well then, if she's a Cape Bretner, she should be going to the Scotties Tournament of Hearts next month. Head down to Sydney. Rock on the way from Jennifer Baxter here in the 8th end. Trying to bring it Black and Clark drawing it into the 4-foot, trying to draw it right up next to that yellow rock. You won't see Marianne Arsenault playing any hits this end unless she absolutely has to. She needs to keep her rocks around. She's trying to steal here. Whereas Myketyn-Driscoll will try to get rid of many blue rocks as she possibly can. Hammer here in the 8th end. She'd like to maintain that at least in the even numbered ends, but not much chance for a clean end here for a blank end, so she will ask Caitlin Veach here to try to make a thin double. McDonald and McPhail in it, trying to keep it straight. Looks like it's going to over curl on her. Are they going to get a jam? Jam back on the back blue one, so Myketyn-Driscoll sitting 1 on the 4-foot. Looks like Arsenault is sitting 2, maybe 2 and 3, but she's a raise here on her own. Asking for a board weight throw from Christina Black. She hits it the right way. She could make a back double, sit 3, which is, at the very least she wants to make the run back and sit 1. And she'd be sitting 2, actually buried. Clark working it. Jennifer Baxter there with her, trying to get her by that guard. If they get it by the guard, they got it by the guard. Make the hit, roll out. Great shot from Christina Black. Marianne Arsenault now sitting 2. Myketyn-Driscoll facing some issues here, but I'm going to ask Bridget McPhail for probably a nose hit double here. She might get all 3 moving if she hits it on the right angle. Certainly wants to open up that 4-foot line for Mary for later in this end. Waits up. Michelle McDonald just keeping it clean right now. Looking for a little bit more curl. It looks like she's going to pick it out. Just run it right by. Not the greatest result for Mary. She was looking for a little more than that. Marianne Arsenault's now going to ask Christina Black to come around that guard, try to get to the forefoot. Really important shot here for Christina. If she's anywhere light, then that's going to leave the double for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll on those two that are still in the 4-foot, 8-foot to get out of this jam. Baxter and Clark really working it, looks like it's light, trying to guard. She's close. She's close to that. Oh, she's on the guard, and that was the trouble for Marianne Arsenault. Just going to leave Mary Myketyn-Driscoll an opportunity here, make the double and roll over. Get rid of trouble. Big shot here for Bridget McPhail. Get Myketyn-Driscoll out of trouble. Doesn't want to be outside, doesn't want to jam it. Beach and McDonald off and on, off and on. Get the hit, she's going to roll. A little bit of a jam. Marianne Arsenault now sitting 1 behind the tee line, but not a whole lot to work with up front there. Those yellow rock. That's in front of the 4-foot. Really good for Myketyn-Driscoll. Opportunity to bump that up later on. Marianne Arsenault going to go to the other side of the sheet and try to draw in there. Try to come to the top 4-foot and sit 2. Over on sheet B, Jones forced brothers to take 1 in the 8th, so it's 4-2 brothers playing the 9th end with Colleen Jones with the hammer. Here comes Marianne Arsenault's first rock of the 8th end here, looking for a draw into the 4-foot. The way the rock's been moving out there all day, she knows the curl. It's just a matter of whether she's got the right weight. Here comes Baxter and Clark really working that hole. They're dragging it in. Looks like they got a great shot. Great shot by the Marianne Arsenault. Great shot. Arsenault now sitting 2. Opportunity for Myketyn-Driscoll now. I mean, it did come in. She was hoping for a little more curl. I mean, there is a thin double there. I don't know if Myketyn-Driscoll can get enough of it to make the double. Certainly can make contact with the top blue one and the back blue one, but I don't know if both blues will go. Now she runs. Looks like she's looking at a run back on her own yellow one, which you definitely get the right angle there to get both of them. She's definitely going to make a play on somehow. You don't want to give up a steal of a 2 here to Marianne. Lots of things can happen here for Mary. She hits it right, she could make a double. She could make 1. Hits it wrong, she could drive Mary Arsenault's blue rocks backwards and give Marianne a chance to guard them. Big weight shot from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll on the way. Big sweep by Beach and McDonald. Looks like she's going to be on her own. Not a bad result. Looks like Mary Myketyn-Driscoll sitting 1 right now. Over curled on her a little bit, but disaster was avoided. Last rock coming up here for Marianne Arsenault. She can do the rock. Looks like she's going to try and pick it out. Big shot here for Marianne Arsenault, trying to keep Myketyn-Driscoll from getting more than one. Big weight shot. There goes Kristen Clark, just keeping it clean. Black calls her off. They're looking for the pick. They're going to get a little piece of it. No, and a total. Flashed it. Hit her own onto the back yellow one. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll now has a shot for two. You can play just a heavy draw into that blue one and roll into the near the button. She'll get her deuce. She'll get her deuce. Now back in the sixth, then Mary. Rock on the way from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Looking for her deuce. Just need that rock to come over off the center line a little bit, make contact with the Arsenault rock that's in the forefoot. Sit right there. Looks pretty good. And a little flop over. She got her two. Great shot from Myketyn-Driscoll. Just that one error by Marianne Arsenault with her last rock allowed Myketyn-Driscoll to make that shot for two. So total control now for Myketyn-Driscoll. After 8 ends, she's up 7-4 against defending champion Marianne here in the 8th end. We're going to go to 9. 3-point lead for Myketyn-Driscoll. Over on sheet E, Teresa Breen stole another one in the 8th end, so she's now just trailing Krista McDermott 7-5. That game was 7-2 at one point. Breen fighting her way back, playing 9th end now. First rock on the way for the 9th end for Michelle McDonald. Myketyn-Driscoll up by 3. She doesn't want any guards now. She wants her rocks in the house. There we go. Right into the 8-foot from Michelle McDonald. Great shot. Good start. Marianne Clark to throw up her corner guard. Down 3, playing the 9th end. Uphill battle here for Arsenault, but if anyone can come back, it's Marianne. Kristen Clark, the delivery, Black and Baxter working it. To get her there and get her close to the house. Halfway between the hog and the house would be a great spot. Give her a chance to come around later on. Great shot by Kristen Clark. Really consistent thrower for Team Arsenault. Second rock coming up for Michelle McDonald. Asked for a center line guard. One rock in the house. I think they're going to bring this one actually right in. Don't think they want anything out front. That's exactly the plan. And Marianne will ignore those two rocks and ask Kristen to go around the corner guard. Really needs to try and set herself up here, try and get a couple. Maybe get a couple here, steal 10, steal 11, you don't know. Myketyn-Driscoll looking for their first win of the Scotties. 0-4 coming this game. Kristen Clark with her consistent draw weight, T-line weight. There it is. Beautiful draw right around the guard. I think she's made that shot 4 times today. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will ask Caitlin Veach just to come down and sit on top of that one. Caitlin Veach with the shot. McDonald and McPhail really working it hard, trying to draw it into. Great shot by Caitlin. Just outcounts that blue one. Myketyn-Driscoll sitting 2. Going to force Marianne to make a play on those rocks that are in the house now. Front end for Myketyn-Driscoll's been playing really well today. Really setting for her. Comes Jen Baxter, going to try and make a play on a couple of those rocks. Final rock on the way in sheet 9 for Colleen Jones' team. Kim Kelly throws skip rocks. Looks like they need to make a draw here to get. I'll give you an update here once that rock comes to a stop. Jennifer Baxter coming in. Black and Clark really working it. Not throwing big weight, but she certainly wants to keep her rock around. Just a little tap. Keeps their blue rock in play. Back on sheet B, Kim Kelly was a little bit heavy with her draw. It might overhand looks like it might be blue. Steal one for brothers, but we'll see. Going to put a measure on that one on sheet B. In the meantime, back to our sheet, Caitlin Veach making. Looks like she's throwing a little bit of upweight here. She's going to try and separate that blue and yellow one, sort of unlock that blue one from the yellow one. Fine. The blue one for Marianne Arsenault sitting shot, but it is wide open. That was the goal there for Caitlin, just to unlock those 2 rocks. She wasn't going to be able to pick the blue one out, but give them a chance to get rid of it later on. Marianne Arsenault asking Jen Baxter to come down and maybe just move the other yellow one and sit in front of her own. Christina Black just keeping it clean. Making contact with the yellow rock. Right through the hole. Good touch. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll sweeping her own rock back of the house. They don't want anything around for Marianne to be able to draw down to or freeze to or jam it. Now with those 2 rocks being exposed, Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will ask Bridget McPhail to get rid of at least one, if not both. After the measurement on sheet B, it indeed was a steal of 1 for Jill Brothers. So they head to the 10th end. Jill Brothers with a 5-2 lead on Colleen Jones. Colleen will have the hammer playing 10, needing to score 3 to force the extra. Bridget McPhail coming down with the throwing the hit as requested by Mary. Gonna make contact with the top blue one and run it through the back of the house. Looks like right now that Myketyn-Driscoll is still sitting one. Mary and Arsenault trying to figure out a way to out-counter that one and keep her rocks in play. There's an option. There's an option for a draw tap on her own. Draw it into the 4-foot. I would say it looks like they're playing the tap with that ice. Marianne down 3 here on the 9th end. Nope. Looks like Christina Black's throwing big weights. It looks like she's throwing the double. She makes contact with the high yellow one, drives it through the house. Then Driscoll still sitting one. Not sure what Marianne was thinking there. I thought maybe she might have tried a little bump on her own, but this gives Myketyn-Driscoll a chance to get rid of that blue one. That could have been used in Mary's advantage, but Myketyn-Driscoll will ask Bridget McPhail to get rid of that so that Marianne can't use it. Want to make sure you don't hit it this too high on the outside and jam it on the other 2 rocks that are in the 4-foot. Give Marianne an opportunity. Beach and McDonald. McDonald all by herself now. Looks like a great looking shot from McPhail. Great looking shot. And here. Myketyn-Driscoll sitting one here on the 9th end. She's up by 3. Looks like Mary Arsenault's going to ask Christina Black to play a little tap on their own and maybe roll over towards the center line. But Christina will go down for a little quick conference here. We're getting down to the nuts and bolts of this game, 9th end. Mary Arsenault is right up against it here, trying to figure out a way to trying to get a couple of points. Myketyn-Driscoll still sitting one on the edge of the 8-foot, or edge of the 4-foot. Chris and Marianne discussing what their options are down there. Clock continues to tick. They're down just about to 6 minutes. Should have still have plenty of time. Should be about 4.5 minutes per end to get through your thinking time. Sheet B, Colleen Jones looking at 3 brothers rocks that are in the 8-foot. All right. Looks like they've made the decision here from Marianne Arsenault and Christina Black as to what their strategy is going to be. Looks like she's coming down to the yellow one. Going to try and unlock that yellow one from the back blue one so that they can do something with it later on. That rock really starting to curl though. Baxter and Clark really working it. Looks like she's going to hit that front line guard. Not a great result for Marianne Arsenault's team here. Team Arsenault really up against it now. Myketyn-Driscoll has a big opportunity here. at the very least to force Marianne to 1. But if they could steal 1 here, this game would probably be put to bed. Looks like Marianne might even be coming down to her own stone now and just trying to pop that blue one back a little bit and sit 2. A draw does the same thing. There you go. That's exactly what she's going to do. Myketyn-Driscoll looking for a draw into the 4-foot here. In turn draw. Nope. For the second time this game, she's coming down to throw a rock. She's changing her mind. Gonna play the out turn draw. First rock for Myketyn-Driscoll here on the 9th end. Looks like she's trying to come through the hole and come off her own and roll into the 4-foot. If she can. Beach and McDonald really working, trying to get by the front guard, and they're not. They're on the front guard. And they roll off. Well, one mistake to the others. Now, Marianne Arsenault with her opportunity. She's going to try that out turn draw now and try and get to that 4-foot first. Still trying to find a way here to get her 2 points here on the 9th end. Try and claw back into this one. Over on sheet B, we're down to mate rocks. Colleen Jones throws mate for her 3rd rocks for her team, and they're facing 3 brothers stones right now. Over on sheet E, Kristen McDermott was able to pick up a single in 9, so she now leads 8-5 coming home over Teresa Breen. Marianne Arsenault playing the draw here on the 9th. Coming out, she's by her own guard. Looks like she's got some great weight. Beautiful shot by Marianne, right to the button. Sitting 1, fully buried. Myketyn-Driscoll really doesn't have a whole lot of options here. She can try to draw down to it, give Marianne 1, which is not a bad result. Trying to keep her to 1 anyway. What she's looking at maybe coming off her own, hit in off, trying to get rid of that blue one that's on the 4-foot. If she could do that, she'd certainly force Marianne into taking 1. Mary over on sheet B, Colleen Jones down 3. They only have 3 rocks left, and there's 4 blue rocks in the rings for Jill Brothers, so they look like they're in deep trouble over there. All right, Mary Myketyn-Driscoll, her last rock here in the 9th end, throwing a big weight, trying to come in off her own to get rid of that rock that's on the 4-foot. Beach and McDonald not laying a broom to it. It's coming over. She's by the guard. Has she got enough of it? Did she even get a piece of it? Got a little piece of it. Just not enough. Rolled back. And disaster. She actually ticked her own rock out of the way. Now Arsenault is sitting 2 with a free draw for 3 to tie this game. Catastrophe there for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Big mistake. Can't give Marianne Arsenault this kind of opportunity. Big mistake by Mary Myketyn-Driscoll there. And over on Sheepy, that's it. Jill Brothers just removed the last Yellowstone belonging to Colleen Jones, so they won't finish that over there. Jill Brothers defeats Colleen Jones by a score of 5-2. All right, final rock on the way here from Marianne Arsenault, 9th end. Free draw for 3. Big shot here. Big opportunity to tie this. Black and Clark working it. Trying to make sure that she gets there. She needs close to the 4-foot. Clark and Black. Black calling on. Looks like good weight. Sweeps her off. Great shot by Marianne Arsenault. Through. Big 3-ender for Marianne Arsenault here on the 9th. We're all tied coming home. Crucial mistake by Mary Myketyn-Driscoll there in the 9th end with that last rock that she threw. Too much weight. Didn't curl enough for her. And picked her own rock out. So we'll be tied in the 10th end here. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will have the hammer coming home. I suspect what you'll see this end is a lot of rocks right to the middle. Marianne Arsenault will probably ask Kristen Clark to throw an early one up front. Myketyn-Driscoll will come around it, and then the game will be on to see who can get the single point in the 10th end. I think Mary Myketyn-Driscoll is looking back on her shot in the 9th end there, saying maybe she should have played the draw. There was no chance for a 3 if she plays the draw. She's trying to avoid the 2 and ended up giving up 3, so here we go. Kristen Clark being asked to put up a center line guard by Marianne Arsenault. There's Black and Baxter really working it. There we go. Great shot by Kristen Clark. And Mary Myketyn-Driscoll will ask Michelle McDonald to draw right around that to the 4-foot. Trying to get to the 4-foot first. Keep Marianne Arsenault away from that steal zone. Beach and McPhail really working that rock, trying to get her by that guard, get her into the 4-foot. Backed off a bit. Beach backs off. McPhail still on it. Myketyn-Driscoll calling for them both to bring it in. And there we go. Nice shot by Michelle McDonald to the 4-foot. Fight in the front. Marianne Arsenault will call for another center line guard from Kristen Clark. Final rock of the game for Kristen Clark on its way. Black and Baxter really working it now, trying to get her past that front line guard, trying to get another guard up front. And they're drawing. Great weight by Kristen Clark. Right to the center line. Beautiful shot. Now, those 2 blue stones are in the free guard zone, but it doesn't mean they can't be hit. They can be moved. So that's what Mary Myketyn-Driscoll is asking McDonald here. Asking for what's called a tick shot. Just trying to move that rock off the center line. Beach and McPhail working it, just trying to get the right angle, just trying to tick it off. You don't want to remove it from play. Oh, she's got on it. Great shot by McDonald, just to get that rock off the 4-foot. Move it without removing it. Now, where's There's Marianne looking for another center line guard. Gonna ask Jen Baxter for another center line guard. Feels that Yellowstone that's in the house right now, she feels that if she gets the right guard up front, she can outdraw it. So that's the confidence of Marianne Arsenault. Clark and Black following the rock down, just a little bit of Brum. They really start to work it now, trying to get some finish on it. That rock really didn't finish for them, but they know that those rocks up front are the trouble ones. So now we're beyond the 5 rock rule in the free guard zone, so Myketyn-Driscoll can start removing some of those guards. That's what you'll ask Caitlin Beach to do. Oh, a little outside on that one. They need that rock to curl. Looks like she looks like she flared it and she got a piece of her own. Not a great result there. Myketyn-Driscoll. A little wide on that one. Caitlin Beach took her own out. Increases the scoring zone there for Marianne Arsenault. Looks like she's going to ask Jennifer Baxter to try and draw in there. It's a tight port there through those 2 rocks, but obviously she feels that Jen can make it. There's a rock. Kristen Clark and Christina Black really working it, trying to get it through the port. Looks like they're off now. Looks like they're through. They're by the guards. Question is, did they have to sweep it to get through the hole? Is it going to come too deep? It's going to be just a little too deep. They had to sweep that rock to get through the port, so it didn't wreck on the guard. And as a result, that rock slipped to the back 8 foot. So miss for Team Arsenault. Beach with another opportunity to get rid of that high blue guard. It looks like she could be out there again. Looks like she flashed it again. Yes, she did. Rolled away. It's 2 misses in a row for Kate. And as they hit those rocks, it gets higher and higher in the house. Now it's not even full 8, so opportunity for Christina Black to try and draw around those guards. Sit in the 4 foot. It's really a race to the 4 foot at this point to get one. Christina Black looks like her weight is up. Baxter and Clark not laying a room to it. They've actually stopped at the hog line, let the rock carry on its own. That's going to come right through the house. Myketyn-Driscoll helping along a little bit, but that's out the back. Not out the back, but back 12. A rock of inconsequential for either team. Myketyn-Driscoll will ask Bridget McPhail to do the same thing. Like to come around their own, just sit top 4. Don't want to be too deep. Definitely don't want to slip behind the tee line here. Give Marianne Arsenault anything to draw to. Bridget McPhail, the rock on the way. McDonald and Beach not really laying a whole lot of room to it. Here it comes now. Beach trying to finish it off, get that last little bit of curl to it. But it's coming behind the tee line, so not a great result for Myketyn-Driscoll. Opportunity here for Marianne Arsenault. Ask Christina Black to come down, sit on top of that, and then Myketyn-Driscoll will be in a pickle. Looks like it's outside and heavy again for Christina Black. I don't think that's coming over anywhere. Clark And Baxter not letting a broom do it. It's outside. It's trying to walk over, but might get a little piece off. Not a great shot, nope. And Myketyn-Driscoll still sitting one. She's going to ignore that rock all day. And she'll be asking Bridget McPhail to throw another rock up high, top 4. Over on sheet E, we're down the last 2 skip rocks. McDermott leads Breen 8-5. Breen has hammer. She's sitting rocks 2 and 3, but opportunity there for her to tie that up as well. Here comes Bridget McPhail's last rock. Here on the 10th end. Both Beach and McDonald really working it there. Looks like it's going to be coming deep though. They're going to come deep. Another mistake. Another mistake. One mistake followed up by another one. Now it's set up beautifully for Marianne Arsenault to come in and sit on top of those 2 rocks. Line. That's like 4 rocks in a row on that in-turn draw outside that have all been probably 2 to 3 feet heavy. So Marianne Arsenault with a golden opportunity here. Capitalize on the last mistake from Bridget McPhail. Haven't seen what she's seen the last 4 rocks. I suspect Marianne Arsenault won't be heavy. Draw on that experience that she has. Rely on her sweepers. Throw it to the top of the house and let the sweepers carry it into the 4-foot. Right out of her hand, Baxter and Clark working it. And she's light. They're trying to work it there. Way light. Wow. Wow, Marianne Arsenault. Again, saw those last 4 rocks be heavy. Really pulled the string on that one herself. So, it's 5 rocks in a row. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll has a chance right now to win this game. And they're going to call a timeout. John Newhook's going to come down. They're going to have a little quick chat about it. Opportunity right here. If she puts that rock right where Bridget McPhail's broom is, it'd be hard pressed for Marianne Arsenault to do anything good with it. I think I hear John coming down the stairs now. Oh, and Carol's going to go out too for the first time today. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll's second time out of the day. There really wasn't much to that conversation. I think it was more just to steal her nerves and stop the time, give her a chance in case she needs to throw her last one. But that was a real quick conversation. I think John stepped out there and said, top 4, done. I don't even think Carol McLean made it over to Marianne Arsenault to even talk to her. Last rock on the way on sheet E from Teresa Breen. Trying to make a difficult shot double to score 3 and force an extra end over there. Trying to make the raise double. No, she only made contact with 1. So she'll go up and steal the 1 to Krista McDermott, and that game will be over. 9-5. Last rock from Mary Myketyn-Driscoll on the way here. Trying to get it to the top 4. Beach and McDonald trying to stay. Really working it. Looks like it's got some weight to it, but they're really working it. They're really working it. Pulling it right into the top 4. Great finish. Great finish for the shot. Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Back-to-back timeouts here. Marianne Arsenault call a timeout just to stop the clock so they can think about it. Determine how they're going to get in there for shot. She throws big weight and gets to the inside of it. She might be able to move them and roll over and sit 1. That's what she'd need to do. I think she hits about a quarter, half to that stone, rolls over. She could be in there for shot. That rock might have come just a little too deep for Mary Myketyn-Driscoll. Here's Coach Carol McLean heading out. I'm not sure John Newhook's going to come back down. He might. I don't see him. Marianne and Christine trying to figure out what their options are. I think there's really only the one here at this point, because even if she hits that on the nose, she's not going to be shot. So she's got to get to the inside of it. Last game in the shed here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. Draw 5, the Ladies Nova Scotia Tournament of Hearts. Winner will go on to represent Nova Scotia at the National Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Sydney, Nova Scotia, late next. The Deloitte Tankards also taking place here this week at the Dartmouth Curling Club. Come on down at 2 o'clock today, see the men's draw 5. Still a couple undefeated teams. Jamie Murphy, Chad Stevens. I don't think they're playing each other this afternoon, but I will check. Two o'clock draw today. We have Stuart Thompson playing Doug McKenzie. He's playing Eden Fitzgerald-LeBlanc. Kendall Thompson against Brent McDougall, and Chad Stevens playing Kevin Willett. Come on down at 2 o'clock. All right, timeout's over. Marianne Arsenault will deliver her final rock here in this game. Looking for an inside hit, little roll, chip over. She needs to be shot rock. She's finished, or else this game is over. Myketyn-Driscoll hoping that she doesn't have to throw her last one. The rock's on its way. Kristen Clark, Jennifer Baxter staying close. Christina Black calling the line. Look, girl, here we go. Jennifer Baxter really working it. Looks like it could be close. By the guard. She hit it too thin and rolled away. There it is. Game over. Nice try of Marianne Arsenault, but Mary Myketyn-Driscoll wins her first game of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts here in Dartmouth. No, well, Mary will not have to throw her final rock, so that's going to give you a score of 2. So she'll win this game 9-7. What a great, entertaining game here today at the Dartmouth Curling Club. Thank you for joining us on Bell Livestream. Hopefully you can tune in later on today for Draw 5 of the men's game, or Draw 6 tonight at 7 o'clock back on the ice. So thanks for joining us, and have a great day.